Not gonna lie, man. One of the things that makes life so challenging is not just finding your purpose, finding what makes you happy, but then at the same time, trying to apply that into the real world with all the roadblocks and lack of opportunities out there. So people struggling. You working somewhere you don't even want to be. Like, you got a degree in astrophysics or some shit, but here you are flipping burgers at McDonald's, bro. Like, this shit depressing. And it's sad to see this, man. Like, I know people that work the same dead-end jobs 15 years plus. And then when you go into the core reason of why that is, it's not always lack of opportunity. You end up finding out that a lot of these people just think they're not destined for anything great. Like, they've accepted, I'm not shit. I ain't nobody, and I ain't going nowhere. And the worst part about this is you could try to convince these people, you could try to tell them, like, hey, why don't you try something different, man? Especially if you don't like where you are, then go somewhere else. Put the time to work on something else. Go to trade school. Maybe go to college. And, when it comes to college, I'm a bit so-and-so on that subject. But I think people should take risks to achieve a better life. Because my new mentality as of right now is, you're already in hell. Things can't get any worse. You can only go up from here. And this is especially for like the younger kids out there. Y'all have so much time. And let me tell you, time is the most precious resource in existence for humanity. Like, it's not money, it's not power, it's not status, it's time. Because you can't get anything in this world or any of the stuff I just mentioned without time. Time is everything. That's why a lot of these people past 25, that haven't achieved what they wanted are miserable. Miserable people, bro. Bro, I seen people like 50, 60 years old working dead-end minimum wage security job. No soul in their eyes, no will to even work the job. Can you imagine working that type of job just generally your entire life? And I've done security for a while, but I also do like graphic design as well. So I've had clients on a more of a freelance level. Nothing permanent, but it's like I can't see myself sticking in one lane, not being able to spread whatever I see myself as talented in, and then just sitting there complaining that you're just sticking with the safest, least successful option. And then it's like these people are miserable. They always want to talk about how miserable they are at the workplace. And it's like, I get tired of hearing it, but I understand it. If you're not figuring out what else you want to do with your life or what else you're actually talented or gifted in, you're being slothful. There's no other way to put it. I know people working dead-end jobs for like over a decade. And these people usually complain or they feel self-conscious. And it's like, listen, I understand that. But if you're not figuring out what else you want to do with your life, and when I say that, I mean, like, what do you truly enjoy doing? You have to question yourself. You have to actually look at yourself in the mirror and be like, yo, what is it that makes me who I am? What do I enjoy doing? And these people haven't figured that out. But not because they're necessarily being lazy or whatever. But when people get a safe option, they often stick with that safe option, even if it starts to stagnate over time. Even if it's not giving them all the success, it gives them nothing but just enough to survive. But it's comfortable. Stay in your corner. Don't actually attempt to do anything else. And step outside, take that risk and find out whether you could live a much more meaningful life. And I think a lot of people want to do something they could give back to the world, not something that's just self-serving, but you don't really have many people that's willing to have that conversation. People like to be needed. People, of course, like to be admired, but most of all, people like to be needed. They like to be the reliable person. They like to be somebody that could put out something into the world and people are like grateful. They're smiling. They're happy that you exist and that you did something for them. And that's why a lot of people is real miserable, man. A lot of people real messed up. Nobody's finding that thing. I'm here to tell you a few things. You got time, but you don't got all the time in the world. It's time for you to lock in. And I know y'all heard that saying a lot. Just in general, but that's exactly what needs to be done. If you're feeling like there's something you want to do, just get it in now. Because, bro, I've seen these people, bro. I've seen the lack of job opportunities going on right now. You have to make yourself the best version of yourself now. because not only is it going to be hard out there when you get older, there's going to be a lot of competition. A lot of competition, limited opportunities, and you got to be ready for that. You got to be comfortable also failing. And I think that's one of the things that's pushing people into that little corner, that little safe corner. Got to be comfortable with failure. It's okay to fail. It's okay to take the L. A lot of the people who got successful took multiple L's. That's the honest truth. And I'm not going to say all of them. Some people got lucky. Some people, they're privileged from the jump, from the moment they was born. But that's no excuse for you to sit there to say, woe is me, and just stick where you are. If you're miserable, if you don't like where you are, then do whatever it takes. Nothing crazy that involves violence, but you get what I'm saying, you know, nothing that's gonna destroy you in a way that's gonna permanently ruin your soul. But you gotta take risks. You gotta step out that corner, bro. Like, I know people 10, 15 years my senior still working dead-end jobs at fast food, doing retail or something. And I'm just sitting here like, bro, that's not a way to live. Not anymore. Maybe when you're in college, your late teens and all that's fine to do for a couple years, you know. You get your foot off the ground and you just trying to get by and just say, hey, I got some experience in my pocket. But it's going to hit you, especially when you're by yourself and it's at the dead of night. It's going to hit you. What am I doing with my life? Like, that's going to pop up in your head and you're going to be like, oh, man, what is going on here? Like, this is it? Like, that's the big question you're going to ask yourself. Is this it? Is this all there is? And I can't speak for the whole world, but as for America, we got shrinking opportunities when it comes to the job market. And now we got AI coming in. So that's taking up all the jobs. Even on my degree, which was studio art, graphic design, now you could just do AI art and get that right off the jump in as much as like 10 seconds. Just put in whatever it is you need to put in for the details of whatever art you're trying to make, and then it just does the rest. So right now, it's not looking good for a lot of us. You know, AI is taking over a lot of stuff. No longer people are being needed for certain things. They even talking about AI taxi cars. So that's going to put a lot of other people out of work. Opportunities are shrinking. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that you can't adapt to what's happening. So that's one thing you got to figure out. How do I adapt to the current world right now? I was having a talk with my brother and he was telling me about his friend, who I also known for like over 20 years. And after he finished high school in 2005, he got his first job in security. And he never stopped working dead-end security jobs since. And me and my brother cannot process how somebody could do that. It's not even the fact that he just works security for the rest of his life so far. But it's also just the fact that why is it that nothing ever popped up in his head that said, okay, either I could go somewhere else and achieve more in my life to find purpose, or I could go up the ladder in security. Become a supervisor, become a field supervisor, become corporate at the security jobs. So my brother asked him, like, why are you still working these jobs? Why are you not trying to push yourself, elevate yourself higher? Like, what do you actually want to do with your life? What's holding you back? And so my brother told me that his friend said, hey, it's just that I have a disability and this is all I can do. I'm being realistic. I'm being a realist and I'm not trying to overstep what I can actually achieve or what I can actually do. And my brother was just like baffled, if not angered by his response. This is just a lesson for all of us. Like, I don't care if you fail. You shouldn't care if you fail. You gotta keep trying. You gotta keep taking those risks, take those opportunities. And even then, failure is not the end. It's generally actually a lesson, part of the process. And I think that's what a lot of people don't get. When I went to college and I was taking my graphic design courses, I had a couple L's in my book. There were like 2-3 classes I failed, mainly in like typography. But I came back, took the course the next time, and with everything I learned, I went from having a grade that was a D to a grade that was a B or higher. And that's okay. It's okay to fail. It's okay to not get it the first time. And more importantly, it's okay to ask for help. Like, humans are supposed to be a connected species. We rely on one another. We rely on communication We rely on working together as a general unit. Humanity only got as far as it did through teamwork. You could be on that lone wolf, sigma male, whatever you want to call it, type energy. But at the end of the day, you still miserable. You still not getting where you are. You still more than likely lonely and feeling like nobody understands you. And you're not taking the steps to be like, I gotta network and communicate. I also do music on the side. I don't know if I said that in my last video. And so I'm talking with people at my job, my last job that I had. Found out one of the guys at my job that's also doing security, dude happened to be a music artist himself. And so we promote each other's stuff now. He's like, yo, I definitely vibe with your music. I like what you doing. So we chopped it up for a bit, and then he invited me to one of his music videos. And you know, I pretty much did what I had to do. I kept it natural, did my thing as a background character, and everything was smooth. But it was just awesome because I didn't get to do anything like that in over a decade. Last time I really did any type of acting was when I was with my brother and I went to his church. His pastor wanted me to do a music video for him. And I was basically playing the main character of a kid that went astray and was just doing all the wrong moves out on the streets. You know, all that messed up stuff that you pretty much see a lot of the YNs on. Pretty cool to come back into that and try acting again. In any form, honestly, though the role wasn't nearly as big. But the whole point is, you never know who you're gonna meet. You're gonna meet like-minded people. Don't assume that everybody is just like NPCs and you're the only person who's unique or gets the whole picture. That's gonna stop you from getting opportunities and meeting good people who share that same bond with you on what you want to do in your life. And also, those connections are important. It's not like you're using somebody. It's a genuine connection where two people that feel strongly about something they do with their lives come together and like, hey, let's network, let's build something out of our dreams and make something a reality. Because the reality is pretty bad. We got people quitting 100K annual income jobs, talking about they didn't love the job at all. The money wasn't enough to satisfy them. And so you realize it's a lot deeper than just, I want to be rich. Or I want to work a job that's big and important. So you really got to think about what you're going to make out of your life and what's going to be your next move. But yeah, man, that's all I got on my mind today. I know it's been a while since I dropped a video. I definitely want to be more consistent with that moving forward. So definitely expect more coming up. And with that, stay blessed and be safe out there, man. You guys got this. Later.